guys, welcome back to another POV. Today we're heading out in Birmingham, just going to go for a casual stroll around, see what we can capture. And today I'm going to be shooting on the Fuji X-S10 along with the Fuji XC35mm F2. It's a bit of a sunny day today. There is a lot of people about. It's been raining, as you can see, so I'm going to try and make the most of some reflections. You can see on the building over there, there's a lot of reflections going on about, a lot of people. So let's just have a stroll around the city and let's see what we can capture. The first frame that I'm going to look at today is using these mirrors here. I want to try and use a way of kind of capturing some of the reflections of maybe somebody walking past, or trying to see if I can kind of get a bit of texture into the shot. Unfortunately, it's a bit quiet at the moment, so I'm just going to hang around for a little minute just to see if anybody comes past. But if not, I'll come back in a little bit and see if there's anyone or there's a bit more activity around here. Going to give it a couple more minutes here, and if nothing, I'm going to move on. One good thing that I like about coming to Birmingham is all of the reflective surfaces around Birmingham New Street. So you can kind of capture some really interesting frames of people crossing the streets, and you get like this really interesting walk perspective.
I just wanted to take a quick moment to say that 79% of people watching my videos at the moment aren't subscribed. So if that's you and you like what I'm doing and you want to support and help the channel grow, please consider subscribing and dropping a like on this video, as it really would mean the world to me. Thank you. And back to the POV.
So here, I'm just trying to use the textures of the water on these glass panels to almost create like an abstract shot of people walking on the opposite side of the street. Just wait for that taxi to move off. Just trying to position my shot. And I'm just switching over to manual focus to focus on the glass itself with all the texture on. And just wait for somebody to cross into frame. It might look a bit better if this was a bit tighter. I was thinking just more of an abstract shot rather than a detailed shot of people walking through. Well, just in contrast, let's get one with that shot that I did get then was kind of sort of what I was going for, but I was kind of hoping for a bit more of the subject blurred out in the frame. When a Bentley drives past, you definitely have to get a shot of that one. I don't think today's going to be our lucky day, so I'm going to move on. We spotted that gentleman on the far side over there. The way he's just stepped out into the sun looks quite nice. So I'm going to see if I can get a quick shot from over here. The other thing that I'm going to be looking out for today is the use of reflections from the puddles that are on the ground. There's some nice reflections going on over the window over there, so just before we move away from here properly, I'm just going to have a look to see what's over there. Yeah, I was just trying to capture the reflections along with the legs walking through, almost creating like a anonymous subject in there. One thing I haven't been enjoying doing just lately is adding a little bit more texture to my shots. In the instance of like that, there I was trying to use the same kind of idea as what we're doing up by the station, focusing on the textures on the glass, then using the reflections to frame subjects in the image.
Let me know, how do you feel about the different format for this video? With a mix of the usual voiceovers, but then also including some of the commentary from while I'm out in the field, about what's going through my thoughts in the moment and how the shots are developing. I'm curious to know your thoughts, so let me know in the comments below.
So I think I'm going to try and make my way over towards Chinatown now and just see what's going on around there. So there's that really big puddle there, so what I'm going to try and do is see if I can go around the other side, try and see if I can get any reflections in it. See if I can use half this wall to kind of block off half the frame. Maybe see if I can frame somebody between the wall and that, like information stand there.
I took some similar images to these in London last year, and it's insane to see the difference a location can make to images like this. I'll drop a link to that video in the description below if you want to check it out, but these reflection shots have to be some of my favourites from this walk, along with some coming up shortly where I used a sculpture as a subframe to the subjects walking through frame, and on top of that, all of the colours in the scene help so much, so make sure you stick around for those.
This, I'm just trying to use the framing to frame some subjects walking through on the other side and hopefully get a bit of interest through the colour as well. And I want somebody walking a little bit closer to it, just to make them a little bit more prominent in the scene. Oh, I wonder if I can try and frame somebody in that left side and also the right side. Sometimes people are like buses, you're waiting forever for somebody to show up and then everyone shows up all at once. Just wait another couple of minutes, just see if anything shows up and then we'll head on. What it's like if I get a little bit lower. Get some of that reflection in there as well. I think I missed focus then. So what I'm trying to do to get better focus is almost kind of focus just before the frame that I want, and then tracking it through, and then pressing the shutter for the frame that I actually want. So I'm like half pressing, tracking the subject, and then pressing the shutter fully when I've got focus, and then tracking them through. So let's move on, let's see what else we can find. Some details of these lanterns might be quite nice.
This location is a little bit grittier than the usual places that I go to, there's no denying that. And I think that's what made me edit these images with a little bit more contrast than usual in the images. And I do often get asked about my editing in various videos, but at the minute I'm just editing each set and video as a complete entity and trying to convey the feelings that I felt on the photo walk. And this walk definitely sat more on the moodier side. The second part of this video will be dropping in a couple of weeks, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it.
The heavens started to open. Hopefully that means more umbrellas will start to appear. I'm just ashamed my camera's not weather sealed, so I'm going to have to try and bear that in mind. But sometimes it's worth that risk for this shot. Well, for myself anyway. But if your camera isn't weather sealed, don't risk it. So I quite like the reflections here, so I'm just trying to see if we can use them to frame, because it's almost like a little picture frame. So I'm trying to just see if I can frame somebody walking through. Kind of cool with the stairs in the background.
Personally, I do find myself being drawn to different things in different conditions and also different locations. Let me know if you find the same in the comments below. Personally, I have quite liked the variety of this video in comparison to the usual, with more commentary in the field. It was really weird for me trying that, as it's something that I'm not used to, and it was definitely out of my comfort zone. But one thing that doing these YouTube videos has taught me is stepping out of your comfort zone is a good thing, and it's something you can actually enjoy. So I definitely want to try and do more commentary in the field, try and incorporate a bit more vlog style about what's going on the walks, what things are happening, what interactions we're coming across. But most importantly, I want to try and help connect with you, the viewer, a little bit more, and try and explain what's going through my thoughts, what's going through my mind as I'm in the moment. And I think talking through my shots as I take them, you can get a better insight rather than me voiceovering after the fact. I think the voiceovers after the fact do definitely add something to these videos, but you can't beat the in the moment talking through what was going on. So I definitely want to try and keep up this style. So let me know in the comments below if you agree and if you'd like to see more videos like that.
Quite like the corner over there, so I'm just going to come over this side to see if what it looks like, see if it's worth hanging around for somebody. But with how quiet it is, I can't honestly see anybody coming down here, so I'm probably going to leave that one for today.
When it's so wet like this, I really enjoy getting low to the ground and trying to maximize those reflections as much as possible. So I'm just trying to find big puddles, big sheets of that glassy reflection that you get when the rain's like this, and then just trying to get as low as possible to try and maximize those reflections.
It's so crazy when the weather's so up and down like this. 1 minute it's raining, absolutely pelting cats and dogs, and then the next the sun's out. It has to make you so responsive while you're out shooting. It always definitely keeps you on your toes. That's for sure. So which direction is the sun coming from? Right, so it's over there. So I'm going to position myself over this way. Maybe head up there, so you can get use that sunlight as a bit of backlight on people walking past. Or maybe you can kind of position people so they're like almost 3/4 in the sun. So you get a really nice golden rim light on one side. Typically, as I make my way a bit further down here, the sun is sheltered by a load of trees.
Gosh, this is so long.
I'm just going to bump my ISO up a little bit because of how dark it's here. I'm just going to drop my ISO back down to 400. I've been keeping it around about 400s for this walk just so I've got a bit of flexibility whether when the sun comes out or when it goes a bit darker again. Just keeping it that little bit higher allows me just to set my shutter speed a little bit faster and to kind of freeze the motion.
Before we start wrapping up this video, I just want to say a huge shout out to channel member Ian Dolan. It means so much to have your support and everything that I put out on this channel, so thank you so much. And with that, that's it for today's walk around Birmingham. I hope you've enjoyed tagging along. Drop a comment, hit a like if you've enjoyed the video, and subscribe for more POVs and photography tips. Check out the channel memberships if you want to support and help the channel grow. And remember, be safe out there, and with all that said and done, I'll catch you in the next one.